You don't need that one. You need the PS4 remake of it.
Hell yeah.
Because hopefully they don't delay, like, if they don't take so long with it that it has to come out on, like, the PS5.
Oh,
That, that's real, like, for instance, in the case of Last Guardian, if it would have came out when it was supposed to, it probably would have been a PS3 game.
uh-huh.
No, in fact, it definitely would have been a PS3
It
game.
was supposed to. So was Final Fantasy 15.
But now they're PS4 games.
Mm-hmm. I finally got a PS4. This just in. Final Fantasy 7 Remake will be in for PS5, coming out in 2025.
Yes, but that also depends if it gets delayed. It would have to be really, really, and I mean really, would have to, depending on where it would, it's what whether it's next gen exclusive or not would then be determined by whether or not, like, at what point in the life cycle of consoles.
Right.
There's like, if it's like, okay, comes out within the first year of, if it were to be hypothetically pushed, like, delayed to the point where it comes out within, say, the first year of the PS5's release, it would be on both PS5 and the PS4.
Mm-hmm.
But if it was like 3 or 4 years in, no.
Yeah.
Because I mean, a lot of games. I think this is the first, like, this year. I think the first real year that we're seeing the effects of the new gen, because almost almost every new game is, except for a few, are next gen exclusive
Right.
across the board.
Mm-hmm.
Like, you know, and just to name a few examples that I care about, Ultimate Ninja Storm 4, next gen exclusive.
Yeah.
And the footage they showed at E3 was insane. It was because it was actually at E3. It was actually at E3 in terms of being able to play it.
Right. It was on the floor. Yeah.
Yeah, so it was amazing. It looked amazing, and an interesting twist. They've added a team switching mechanic, so you can switch between the main character you picked and the two support characters.
Oh, nice.
So it's like they show you a battle where you're facing up against Madara, and you start as Sage of Six Paths Naruto, and then he switches to Sage of Six Paths Obito, and then switches to Sage of Six Paths Sasuke. And some interesting things to note: if you activate Awakening mode as one character, you can switch between the characters, and they'll come in their Awakening mode.
Cool.
So it's and it just looks amazing.
Mm. Yeah. I
And
should probably mention that also I liked the Street Fighter V footage that they showed, even though it wasn't much. And it was also playable, and some people are happy, some people are not. So I take that with a grain of salt with Street Fighter V so far.
yeah,
Where's
and
Ken? That's all I gotta say is where's Ken? Give me Ken. That's all I care about.
of course he's going to be in the game.
Yeah.
You can't have it's his him being in the game is as needed as Ryu.
Pretty much.
But unfortunately, when it comes to certain, how you say, representations of Street Fighter outside of Street Fighter, Ryu takes the cake,
Of course.
as evident by his inclusion into Super Smash Brothers and not Ken.
Oh yeah. At least Ken's theme is in Super Smash Bros. Though. Ken's theme is the best.
Yeah.
But I'm glad they put that one in. Everyone's like,
Now,
"Where's Guile's theme?" I know. Ken's theme's better.
too
Just
too
saying.
bad. But of course, the one thing, if you watch the Mini Direct, they pointed out that even though the only newcomer in terms of DLC characters is Ryu, if you get certain Mii fighter costumes, you can technically play as two characters from the Virtua Fighter series, and
Yeah.
as Heihachi from Tekken. So they boast, oh, the three greatest fighting games ever are represented in Smash Brothers.
And you can play as fucking Zero.
Oh yeah, of course, Zero. They showcased Zero, and my favorite, or should I say, my most played version of Mega Man EXE
Yeah.
From the Battle Network series.
Mhm.
I played. I got it. I got introduced into Mega Man gaming through the Battle Network series.
Ah,
Never played the originals.
gotta play the X's. The X's are by far my
Or
favorites.
yeah, I never played the X's either. Of course, now would probably be a good time to get into the original Mega Man games since they announced the Legacy Collection of the first 8 games. I think it was.
Mega Man 8's not really that good. Mega
I
Man
think it
2
was.
is really good.
I think it was 8, or was it the first 6? I can't remember.
Yeah. Everybody loves Mega Man 2. Everybody loves X, X2, and X3, and X4. So, yeah.
Mhm. So I mean, now the one interesting thing we do have to note with the fact of Ryu's inclusion is if since Ryu because of Ryu's inclusion, that means that we're not that they are willing to do are definitely going to do include in the DLC newcomers and not just bringing back people that were cut.
Right.
So, and obviously we're not, and in the vein of bringing people back, we're not going to get ice climbers because they have to be able to work on both systems because they have to have the same roster.
Uh-huh.
So if they were going to be able to get it to work for both, they would have done included him in from the beginning.
Mhm.
So, and the fact that they're not in means they won't work. Period.
Right.
Which kind of doesn't make sense when you think about it, because how did they not work on the 3DS when they're having all these other characters that are probably a little more complicated, especially with Ryu. Like, how the hell is especially with how complicated they've made him. Like they pretty much made him as complicated as you can control him like a Smash Brothers character, or you can control him as a Street Fighter character,
Which is amazing, by the way.
which is like, which is why it's even more surprising that his DLC he's already available. Like you would have think he would have been announced and be like, oh, we're still trying to work little things out. He'll be ready in like 2 or 3 months, or maybe even a couple more. But nope. The moment we announced him is the moment, like literally, as soon as the direct was over, you could have downloaded him, which is partially the reason why I haven't even attempted to download him, is because it's still too soon. The servers are probably still choked to the brim with people trying to download it. Plus, it's E3 week, so there's other various titles that people are going to be looking forward to that are going to just cause problems with the eShop.
uh,
So just to be safe, I'm going to give it some time.
okay.
You know. Oh, there was another interesting one, actually Nintendo one that I forgot that some people might care about was it that Earthbound Unbound or something
Oh,
or
yeah.
something. I mean, I know a lot of that made some sort of a splash in the community.
Yeah,
So that's, I guess, somewhat worth noting.
of course.
But the one thing that didn't happen that I guess a lot of people were hoping was for them to come out with some sort of game that really heavily utilizes these amiibo, like to the level of like with Disney Infinity and Skylanders. But no, we still don't have, because I mean, yeah, it's great to have these amiibo, but what are they going to be really used for? Like most of them involve, giving you maybe a certain item or, uh, pardon me, somewhat special like thing, or just providing yourself with another player because you have no friends.
Mhm.
So it's like it's kind of like Eh, I mean, and what the worst part of it is that Nintendo is announcing all these amiibo, and they fucking suck at releasing them in stores.
Hmm.
Like if you go because you can still currently the only ones that are readily available are the most of Wave One. That's pretty much it. You know, all the other ones are kind of rare. With some of them not even on store shelves anymore at the current moment.
Uh huh.
So it's like, really,
I was
like,
just kind of thinking, like, what if they incorporate like the amiibos with the theme park? That would be kind of interesting, wouldn't it?
yeah, that'd be kind of interesting. But the problem with that is
Very
that
difficult to do.
very difficult to do.
Yeah.
You know, and especially since it would have to be an attraction that can handle thousands of people coming a day.
Right.
So that'd be kind of difficult. And it would be interesting if they were to come up something with something similar to this, like with Disney Infinity and Skylanders, where it's like go on an adventure and and you use the various amiibo as your characters to fight with and platform with and whatnot.
Mhm.
Like imagine doing like a freaking Mario style 3D platformer type game with like Ike
That would be
or
sick.
freaking Mega Man in like Mega Man and Mega Man, Pac Man, and Mario doing a 3D platformer together,
Uh
as well as Sonic.
huh.
Since it was officially announced that yes, every single character in Smash Brothers is getting an amiibo,
Right.
even the Mii fighters.
Mhm. Yeah, just the three basic for Sword Brawler and Gunner.
Well, yeah, they're not gonna make
Yeah.
one every single possible costume combination.
Right. Just the three, which is fine, obviously. Um,
Yet they have the freaking Mr. Game and Watch one that has interchangeable top pieces.
I dig it.
I mean, all I really care about in terms of amiibos is getting a friggin' Ike amiibo.
Yeah.
I mean, I'm sure you'll want the Ryu amiibo.
Of course, Ryu, Ike, Roy, maybe. I don't know.
Of course, because Roy looks beast in his new design.
Yes, he does. I was very, very surprised and very pleased at how they revamped Roy's design.
And I can't, and I'm actually excited to try him out.
Hmm. He looks really good in the game too. I'm very glad about that.
Mm-hmm. So I think that just about wraps up our E3 coverage.
Uh huh.
So
So
hope
yeah. Thanks for watching, guys. Hopefully you guys enjoyed this little extra from us. Um, as always, join Mystic. Watch our anime and manga reviews and reactions. Watch our other shit and stuff like that.
mhm.
So yeah, thanks everybody for listening to our incessant rambling about video games, and we'll see you all next week.